Hey guys, it's Tamara coming to you with my week 7 post-op RNY gastric bypass update. I'm so sorry I didn't have a video for you last week. What had happened was I had notes. I came home, I put makeup on, and I sat down to film, and I literally got like 30 seconds in, and then my phone started to upload an update, and it wouldn't let me stop it. And I had like 30 minutes blocked off to do my video, and because me and my boyfriend had plans later, and we were going to see a movie, so it was like my thing was updating, and then Thursday I was with my besties and I ended up crying, and so I couldn't film after because I looked like shit and it was dark, and then Friday we got the kids back, and my boyfriend's been off ever since Friday, just using PTO, and so we've been like doing stuff nonstop. I haven't had any alone time. I'm not even alone. I mean, I'm running to the grocery store right now. So I was like, oh, I'll run and do that, and that way I can film. And before I hit the road, I just wanted to give you my stats. So the last time I came to you was the 7th, and I was at 238.4. Last week I weighed in at 232. The last time I came to you was the 7th, and I was 234.8. Last week I was at 232.4. Today I'm at 229.2. So last week it was a 2.4 pound loss, and this week it's a 3.2 pound loss. And so this week 3.2 pounds for the week, 25.8 since surgery, 41.8 since the start of my pre-op diet, and 58.8 from my highest. So I'm really happy with that. Again, 2 to 3 pounds a week, which I'm happy with. At 6 weeks, which was last week, I transitioned to real food. So that was officially the end of my pureed. And so I had my appointment with the surgeon's office, which is just a check-in with the nursing staff and then with the dietitian. And it was just talking about, you know, the transition from pureed into whole regular foods, and like how to do that and avoid, you know, adding a bunch of things at once, and then also just talk about adding all the additional vitamins and supplements that I need besides the multivitamin. At my program they do all of that at 6 weeks, so adding the calcium, B12, what else did I add? Thiamine. Anyways, adding all of that stuff, and it depends on what multivitamin you're taking and how much you need all of that. So it was just to review all of that. And I also asked the nurses, like I told you guys, about exercise or getting in the pool, because the dietitian had told me to wait until I was 3 months post-op. So I asked the nurse, and she said, yeah, we want you to wait 3 months. And I made kind of a face, and she's like, I know, it sounds like a long time. We just want to make sure your incisions are okay. And I was like, ooh. And she's like, well, let me see your incisions. So I showed her, and she's like, yeah, you're young. You've healed up beautifully already. She's like, you could tell she was like debating on what to say. She's like, can you wait 8 weeks? Can you wait till 8 weeks? And I was like, yeah, I can. That sounds like a reasonable number. So I haven't actually done anything yet, but I'm making progress. My boyfriend and I, and actually the kids, we went and checked out the Y this week. So my boyfriend for some reason had this like mental block about the Y. He had never been there. He just assumed it would be janky. I don't know why. So we went and checked that out. He's actually getting ready to start a basketball league there tomorrow, actually. So I'm like, if you're gonna go there once a week and play basketball, why don't I go and do something while you're there anyways, instead of just sitting and watching you play a sport. So we didn't join. He wants to look at one of the local gyms here and just like compare the pricing, just because they have a lot, you know, several gyms that we could have access to instead of just the one. So we haven't committed yet, but I think that's probably what we'll end up doing. Food wise, I still have had no aversion to food. Adding back, like I went hard when I was like, oh, I can eat again. I ate Thai food 2 days in a row like a silly person. Like I was just really craving Thai food for some reason. I was craving garlic tofu, which I normally get from my favorite Thai place, and it has really delicious cabbage and broccoli in it, and then obviously the tofu, and then tons of garlic. And I didn't. I got garlic tofu from another place, and it wasn't nearly as good, but I still enjoyed it, and I figured the tofu wasn't bad. It's a good protein source. It was really soft, and so I ate that like 3 times, and I ate it when I got it, and then 2 times again that day. And then I did the same thing the very next day. I had a bunch of appointments, and I had like an hour right around lunchtime where I had nothing, and I was right by my favorite Thai place. So I went by there, and they have like a lunch thing where they have a bunch of food already made, and it's not a buffet because you don't serve yourself, they serve you, but you just can get a couple of things. And so I did that and had a little bit of curry, and it was really good. And again, I ate that 2 more times that day, and I felt like a fatty, and it was so delicious. And so I knew I needed to chill out, and like Thai food shouldn't be the first thing you add back when you're adding, going from pureed to regular food, but that's what I did, and I had no problems with it. So I kind of try to chill out since then. What I've been doing is, even though they do want me to be getting most of my protein from real food, I've still been having a couple, well, like 1 Premier Protein a day, and then I've been making a fruit smoothie in the morning, which is awful. It's not awful, it's just not the best choice, because I'm putting frozen strawberries in it, a half of a fresh banana, Greek yogurt, like a individual Greek yogurt. I'm putting the whole thing in there, a scoop of chike protein powder, and then juice, cranberry juice, and orange juice. And it's coming out to be like 400 calories in MyFitnessPal, which is ridiculous, but I love it. I've been really enjoying it. I've been having it almost every day for like a week, and I know it's not something I should continue to do, but I've just been on this fruit smoothie kick, and I'm getting a lot of protein in with it, so I don't feel awful. But I know having a 400 calorie breakfast is not the smartest thing to do. And then at work, I'm still just having like Greek yogurt and a Premier Protein throughout the day. And then I've been doing what I was trying to do a few weeks ago, even though it was too early, which is just doing those things during the day and then having dinner with my family at night, which whatever we're having, I'm just having a tiny portion of and trying to do protein first. And it's been going fine. I've had no problems with any food. My boyfriend's birthday was this week, and we took him to our favorite little teppanyaki style restaurant, so like Benihana, but not Benihana. And he and I just ordered 1 meal and shared it. And so the chef was really sweet because he like split everything up on our 2 plates at the table, and I then transferred most of everything from my plate to his. I had a couple shrimp, a couple bites of chicken, a couple bites of steak, and then some fried rice and some of the vegetables, and it was so delicious. And I was actually surprised at how much I was able to eat. It was definitely like a special occasion. I don't really want to reward myself with food, but yeah. And then, of course they came out and sang happy birthday to him and gave him a dessert, and it was like a carrot, it was like half carrot cake and then half cheesecake, and it was flippin' delicious. And I tried it, and that was the first time I had tried anything that was like straight up dessert. I'd had like a Yasso frozen yogurt bar before, but I hadn't tried anything like straight up ice cream or like cookies or brownie or anything. So that was the first time. I just had a couple bites. It was fine. And then we went home, and a few hours later we had cake at home because I had a cake at home. It was an ice cream cake, and I ate some ice cream. And while I don't feel like I didn't do any like heart racing, sweating, nausea, vomiting, anything like that. But my stomach afterwards was just like, when you eat too many sweets and you're just like, ooh, I ate too many sweets. That's how I felt. So when they had it again the next night, because of course I got a cake big enough for 12 people for our family of 4, when everybody had it again the next night, I did not have any, and I didn't feel like I was missing out on it. So yeah, that felt good too. Am I making the best choices all the time? No. I am doing mostly good most of the time, which is something that I feel like I can live with. Not completely depriving myself of things that make me happy. Like, yeah, I had fried rice at the teppanyaki restaurant. Not a lot of it, but I did, and it was delicious. And, I didn't feel weird and like totally different from everybody else that was sitting at that table. Like, nobody was paying attention to what I was doing or what I wasn't doing. So that was nice. Vitamins. I've been talking a lot about vitamins because vitamins were really a struggle for me for several weeks. I finally have my vitamins situation figured out. The OptiSource vitamins that I bought, that's the name. I have to take them 4 times a day, but they do not make me sick at all. Also, I can take 2 of them at the same time. My dietitian said that was fine. She said that wasn't too much of a good thing at once. And also taking 2 does not make my stomach upset at all. When I first tried them, I tried like biting half of it and then waiting 10 minutes and then eating the rest of it. And that was fine. And then I did that for a few days, and then I started just like eating them, and that was fine. And then a couple times I haven't paid close enough attention to my vitamins throughout the day, and it'll be the end of the night and I've only taken it twice. And so then I'll take 2 right before bed, and it doesn't upset my stomach at all. So that's been really nice. So yeah, I feel like I have something else to say. So yeah, everything is going really well. I've been really busy, my family being home. I love it. We're getting all geared up for Halloween. And things are going really well. I haven't been watching that many videos just because my boyfriend's been home. Something I normally do when I'm by myself. I've had a lot of doctor's appointments this week. I mentioned before that I was going to see an ENT about my ear, my hearing test. I have a hearing loss in my ear, and so now they're sending me for an MRI, which I actually tried to have last Friday, but I freaked out about 20-25 minutes in. I'd had an MRI before, and I knew it was uncomfortable, but I was able to do it. I had 2 before my back surgery. And I do remember feeling like, oh my God, I'm too big for this machine, especially the second time, because I had 2 MRIs at 2 different facilities before my back. I had one to like diagnose a problem with my back, and then they ended up ordering another one because they thought my problem was like more emergent at one point. Like, oh no, we can't wait another 3 weeks for you to have surgery. You need to have it now, but they didn't know, so they ordered another one. And the second one that I had, I was like, I don't fit in this machine. Like, it was definitely uncomfortable, but I was able to do it and it was fine. So I didn't think that I was going to have any problems. So I went on Friday, and I had thought and had voiced my concern to my boyfriend about like, oh yeah, I remember going and feeling like I didn't fit. I wonder if that's going to be a problem this time. And he's like, you're going to be fine, especially considering like I just lost 50 pounds. But I was probably around this size when my back was all screwed up. I don't really remember. Anyways, so I go there, I go in the machine. It's definitely a tight fit, but I'm doing okay. And I just kept telling myself, you can do it, you can do it, don't stop. Because the guy, of course, when he hands me this little like ball, and he's like, if you need to talk to us or if you need us to stop, just squeeze this. Well, it's like, I can't know that there's an option, there's a exit plan, because then the whole time I was just thinking like, oh, I could stop this right now. I could stop this right now. But then I tell myself, no, don't, because then you're just going to have to start all over. So I just thought, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. But then I'm also thinking, this is torture. Like, if somebody wanted to torture me, this would be it. Shove me in a tube where I feel like I do not fit, and then all the noises that go along with having an MRI. It felt like the building was on fire and I was stuck in a tube, because that's what the noises sounded like to me. They sounded like different sounds of like different kinds of alarms. And then what really threw me over the edge, what finally made me have to stop it, was it started to kind of feel like the banging also was vibrating. And it was at my muscles right here, because I was like this, squeezed in the tube. My muscles right here started to really clench up. And I felt like the adrenaline of just like being in there so long and being so wildly uncomfortable. Like I felt like my muscles were gonna involuntarily try to sit me up, and you know, the top of the thing is right here. So I'm like, I'm gonna freak out. Like I don't want to freak out in here. So I had to get out. So I squeezed the thing and I'm like, you got to get me out of here. And so by the time, you know, the machine moved me out, I was trembling from head to foot and crying. And the technician was like, did you know you were claustrophobic? And I was like, I mean, I knew it was uncomfortable, but I've never freaked out like this before. So I'm going back to a different imaging center that has a larger bore MRI, so the circumference will be bigger, and then I'm also going to be sedated. So at first I had just scheduled to go back to the same place and have, you know, mild sedation, and then I just kept thinking about it, and I'm like, knowing that I've already been in that machine and freaked out, like I don't think a Xanax is going to do it. I don't think that's enough, because, you know, I just didn't think. And so I started researching and found a place that did have a bigger machine. So I'm like, if I can have a bigger machine and drugs, that's what I would prefer. So I'm doing that on Friday. So fingers crossed that there's nothing wrong. Obviously, I've been all over the internet and have read the things that my ENT is concerned about, the things that I think that he's trying to rule out with the MRI. And it's just crazy that I'm like, oh yeah, I've maxed out my insurance. Let me go make these doctor's appointments that I may not really need, or you know what I mean, that I wouldn't normally schedule. And now it's leading to me having an MRI on my brain. So yeah, fingers crossed everything goes well there. I love you guys. I miss you. Again, I'm so sorry that I didn't have a video for you last week. I definitely miss interacting with you guys. I'm sorry I look so crazy today. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. But I've been really enjoying it. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you later.